Hey, Sage Creek Prepping back for another week, and I'm Frank, the Sage Creek Prepper. Welcome. And this week, I'm gonna kick off with I want to say something about what happened over the weekend up at Grand Blanc. Look, one of the most sacred things we have in this country is being able to worship however and wherever we want. Okay, it is a sacred part of American life. Now, over the weekend, there was a church that got attacked. Four people lost their lives in a church on a Sunday morning for absolutely no reason at all. There was no reason for that. Could it have been stopped? Perhaps. Perhaps not. The only thing I know is this is getting more common. Every day in American life in this country is getting more wicked and more wicked. The people in it, not the country. So, with that said, I think we ought to be prepared and be prepped up at all times. I also think you are to heed the Second Amendment. I don't have issues with anyone carrying anywhere they're at this day and time. I think it's almost wise counsel. And I'm just going to leave that there. But this is definitely a Second Amendment prepping outfit. So, let's get back to the food. I talked to you a little bit about food last week. I'm going to talk a little bit more about it this week. Maybe show you some cooking utensils, okay, that are stowable and you can take with you on the go. They don't take up much space. Everything is made nice, neat, and convenient. All right. So the first thing I'm going to talk to you about is food. I have some examples. All right. Here's one called Patriot Pantry. This is a delicious little dish. It's called Traveler Stew. Sounds great, don't it? And here I have one from the Wise Company. And this is Southwest bean and rice. Another good one. I also have another Wise Food Company, brown sugar and maple cereal. You gotta think about breakfast, right? So all those packages that I just showed you are good for about 25 years in storage. You buy them, you throw them in your go bags, and you forget about them. You don't have to worry about them anymore. 25 years, they can sit there, and you can take them out and eat them. Another good example is MREs. They're good enough for soldiers. Why not be good enough for you? And the whole package has about 3,000 calories a day. That's plenty to get you by. And last but not least, I talked last week about this. If you go to the grocery store, here is Bear Creek. Okay? Now, this is cheddar and broccoli. They have many flavors. But the thing is, it's dry. It's at the grocery store. It's very affordable. You throw it in your go bag, you're good for 2 or 3 years with this. Even if the expiration date runs out, I wouldn't worry about it. I wouldn't have any problem eating it. So that's some examples of food. Now then, how you gonna get that food ready? With a handy dandy little mess kit. See, this is called Smoky Camp Camping Cooking Sets. They stow away very small. They fit in a go bag very well, and they come with everything you need. They have measuring cups and little bowls, okay? Little loofah to clean everything up. Even a little frying pan or a little baking dish to bake bread. And of course, the old handy dandy little spork. You can't go wrong with that. So that's some food and an example of a mess kit that you can put in and stow in your go bag. And they're light, they are edible, and you don't take up much space for preparation. So that gives you more space for the stuff that you really do need, like your first aid kits and your trauma kits and all the other things that you need to be taking with you that we're going to be getting into in future weeks. So this is Frank with Sage Creek Prepping saying I'm tickled to death you're here this week, and I hope to see you next week. And I'm going to sign off by saying God bless and be safe. Goodbye.